Hi, how you doing today? Welcome to class. If you're just getting started with IshinFit, then what you should do is the session we're going to do today, the class, 3 days a week, right? I do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for mine that have the strength element to it. The stretching and the movements you can do every day if you want. Remember, get up, move around. Don't sit in one place too long. And if you decide that you're going to do the session, if you're going to take the class, put a comment in the bottom. Let me know. Were you able to make it all the way through? Was it too easy, too hard? And when over time in my students, when they've mastered these, normally about 3 weeks, then they get promoted to green belt, and it becomes a little more challenging. And I will be putting up some of the green belt videos shortly. Next week we will be putting up the Yellow Belt B, which is the movements and the exercises for beneath the waist. So let's start with our warm-up, our stretch, right? Put your head to the side as far as you can go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're doing good. That doesn't hurt, right? 5. Just loosen it up a little bit. 6. 9. A little further if you can. Really get a nice stretch, and that's 10. Yay! Did the first movement. Okay, now we're going to do rolling clouds forward. So hands off to the side or up here, and just bring your shoulders forward for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5. I always get a little bit of a twinge. That's 6. But remember, if you feel pain, limit your motion, okay? That's 8. That's 9. That's 10. Oh, now let's go to rolling clouds backwards. That's 1, 2. Now when you work up to green belt, these become full rotations. 6, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Awesome, awesome. Arms outstretched and little forward circles. Each one getting a little bigger. A little bigger. And backwards. Big. My bed and that wall always get in the way. I don't know, maybe you've got more room to work out in. I have a very small apartment. There you go. Torso twists. As far back as you can without causing pain. Six. Okay, now we go to the strength part. We're going to start with our breath of renewal to kind of give our mind and our body a little chance to reflect on what we did. Okay, so remember, it's inhaling in for 4, holding it for 2, exhaling for 6. Three more. Now grab your weight. You can have a pair of dumbbells at a weight. Remember, you want to be able to do this for 10 rotations. So it's not about seeing how much weight you can carry. It's about adding a little resistance, right? You'll increase as it gets really easy. Then you'll either increase weight or you'll increase reps. So if you don't have a weighted bar like me, they're cheap. Just get you some cheap dumbbells. You can get them a lot of times at a Goodwill. Get you a bag of, something heavy you might have laying around your house, like maybe your 4-year-old, whatever, your 4-year-old grandkid, whatever, okay? So let's go for 10. 1. Try to keep your back straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're doing good. 7. Don't pump it. 8. It's about strengthening the muscles, your arms, not your back. Okay, so we don't pop it up like that. We bring it straight up using just the arms. That's 10. 2 renewal breaths. Let's do our second set. So like I said before, when it gets too easy, lots of things you can do too. If you don't want to go up to 15, that's what I do in my workouts. You can add a third set too. Okay? Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah, 3 more. Come on. 1, 2, 3. And when you're coming down, it shouldn't be resting on your leg in the middle of the exercises, okay? And again, if at any point you feel any pain or a lot of pressure in your heart, lower your weight, slow down, stop. If you have any physical pain in any part of your body, lower the weight, slow down, decrease your area of movement, okay? So there we go. We did our 2 of that. So now let's do our rowing motion, okay? Bring it up towards the chest, not hitting the chest. And just go 1 and then back with a little bit of a circularness. That's 2. Like you're rowing the boat. That's 3. You're going across the lake. It's a nice peaceful lake. There's 5, 6. This one should be a little more challenging to you. 7, 8, 9. You're doing great. There you go. 10. Woo! Give yourself a hand. That's a good one. Our 2 renewal breaths. When I hold my hand up, that's when I'm taking the pause. Okay. You can have your eyes open or closed for the renewal breaths. Keep yourself limber, shake yourself out a little bit. Let's do our second set. Weight up. 1, 2, back straight. 3, if you can. Feet firmly on the ground. 4. Yeah, you're getting pretty far. You're rowing that boat. We're going slow to build the muscle. Yeah, you're doing good. One of the things too is if you want to get time, if you want to focus on muscle plus weight, one of the things you do is your first set, you go as slow as you can, right? And then the second set, go at a relative normal speed, and then the third set, you go faster, okay? And that'll help you with building muscle and weight loss at the same time. Normally when you go slow, you're building muscle, and when you go fast, you're burning fat, okay? But right now, we're about building mobility and muscle. So we did both of our rows. Bring it up here. Oh, it's easier if you get to the edge of your chair and do your little torso twist. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Yep, you're doing good. I'm proud of you. 10. Okay. What do we do next? Yeah, that's right. Breath of renewal. Okay, more torsos. 1, 2, as far as you can in your chair. 3. Turn your whole upper torso, head and all. 3. I got you there. 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. You're doing good. 8, 9, 10. Woo! There you go. That's all we do with the weighted bar. Again, these are relatively cheap. This one was a little more pricey because it's extra weight. But you can also buy for $60, $50. I think it's $44 if you get a curling bar, pounds of weight. That's not expensive. Or, you know, like I said, go hit a couple garage sales. There's always weights for sale at garage sales. You can get dumbbells normally out the wazoo at a Goodwill or other thrift stores. I don't know about your area, but we have a thing, I don't know how it's called, Play It Again. It's based on the old Play It Again Sam stores, where it's just sporting equipment. Sorry about that. So now we're going to take our dumbbell or our kettlebell, right? And we're going to get our, we don't have a timer today. We're going to basically put your arm like this, and then we're gonna pull that up, okay? And we're gonna hold it there. So ready? You're doing good. I think having, you know, some motions where you're just holding it in place, like there's a couple I do with the legs. And this one, I believe are, you know, they're good. They're putting that, they're adding a little endurance to the muscle. So we're working on the strength, but this will help you with that endurance, okay? And I think that's important too. Make sure we're keeping it up, right? You're getting tired. Remember, if you have pain, just relax it, you know, then bring it up when you can, okay? There we go. That seems like about 30 seconds. Don't know. Okay, let's do our renewal breaths. Now, I don't alternate with these. I like to do both one arm to really put pressure on those muscles, okay? So there we go. Now we just hold it there for roughly 30 seconds to 12 hours, whichever you can handle. I know you're an inner warrior. You're like, bring it on, Sensei, bring it on. There you go. You're doing good. Keep that arm up. Keep that shoulder up a little bit. Yeah, it should feel warm or a little tight, but you shouldn't have any pain. If you have pain, decrease the weight, okay? Decrease the motion. Keep your arm up. You're doing good. I'm so proud of what you're doing today. I'm so happy you decided to stick with it today. Keep that arm up. Okay, there we go. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, you should feel like a nice little warmth in here, a little bit of a burn. You know, if you wake up tomorrow and you're a little bit sore, that's okay. A little sore is good. You know the saying, no pain, no gain. Well, when you work out after a while, you get to like that feeling. That's the lactic acid built up in your muscles from what they used to tell me. Okay? Let's do our breath of renewal. Let's do the next arm. Arm on your leg and pull her up. Yeah, just pretend you're walking through a puddle and you got to keep your briefcase out of the water. You don't want it to get wet because you got very important papers in there. What kind of papers would you have? Maybe it's your marriage license. Maybe it's the deed to your house, but you don't want it to get wet or dirty because the ink will run and then you'll lose, that thing that's most precious to you, right? So we keep our briefcase up high as we're wading through the water, okay? We're all about being like water as yellow belts, right? We move, we conform, we consume, we fill up a space. We don't attack the space. We become one with the space, okay? It's becoming one. You don't head-on attack your opponent. That's why we have more blocks, right? You deflect your opponent. You incorporate his or her moves into your own, okay? We're almost there. You feeling it? Oh, make sure, keep our little arms up. You're doing good. You're doing good. There you go. Woo! I love that feeling. I hope you learn to love it too. Okay, let's do our breath of renewals. Last one. Arm on the side. Lift it up. And you're rocking it today. I hope you're still with me. If you need to take a break, take that break. No one's watching you except for me. Sensei's not going to tell on nobody. I'm not going to judge you. You know why? Because you're doing something. You're trying something. You decided, okay, I'm tired of sitting on my couch and feeling with low energy all the time and feeling sick. I want to do something. I want to take control over my body and my health, and you're going to do it. Maybe you don't want to lose weight. Maybe you just want to increase your mobility. Maybe you want to lose a little weight. Maybe you want to get stronger. You might have a lot of reasons, for being here, but they're your reasons. Okay, let's do our breath. There we go. Now to the movement part. We loosened up a little bit, kind of shake off the, your muscles you just used, right? And before we go, we're going to finish the strength with just one quick little flurry of hand of purpose. So make your Isshin fists, right? Curl it in, fist straight, put them on your side, and we're just going to go 1, 2, forward, not all the way, right? Not all the way. And you pull back a little bit. Okay, now let's speed it up. Add a little power. Visualize the problem you're beating down or the attacker you're taking care of. Focus is important. There we go. Nice little flurry. So now we go into our movement. So let's, again, Isshin fist. Go straight out, pull back a little bit. Slowly. Straight out, pull back a little bit. And you're chambering the other arm, right? We're doing a series of movements. That's all. Straight out, but keep that elbow bent and pull back a little bit. Straight out, back a little bit, okay? Now we're going to do this one for real. Hiya! Hiya! Come on. Hiya! Hiya! Come on. Hiya! 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 5 more. There's an exhale with it. Now alternate them. Yeah, you can do it. Yes, you can. Do it. Work it out. Punch that man. There you go. Now we go on to the defensive parts. Okay? Here's your fist, hands on the side. We're going to bring your arm up and then block it. You should be you're hitting this part of the body and roughly like about a 30-degree angle, and then you bring it back down. All right, so it's here, up, over to the shoulder, up. All right, back, over to the shoulder, up. This one's great for your shoulders. Over to the shoulder, because you're getting a good amount of movement in your shoulder. But don't lift it higher than causes pain. Okay, now we're going to do it for real. You're building muscle memory. You're doing great. One more. Okay, next arm. Like that, see? Over to your shoulder, up. And he's coming down with a hit, and you're going to deflect it off there, right? Now, they used to teach us in karate, it was like if somebody hit you with a bow staff or a baseball bat, you do this with a baseball bat, you're going to have a broken arm. But maybe a broken arm is better than a busted skull, I don't know. Arm probably hurt longer. The skull would be just for a moment. But sometimes people do come with a downward attack. And I like this one because it does give you a full range, much more fuller range. See, we're really rotating. We're bringing that shoulder and we're rotating it in a nice way. Okay, we're doing it slow at the beginning to help build, like Tai Chi, if you ever know, is really slow. So it helps build the muscle. It helps reinforce muscle memory. It's a little more relaxed, and we're increasing that stretching, and we're increasing that warming up of the muscles. Now we do it for real. Come on, 5 more. A little higher. And Sensei doesn't do it perfect all the time. Okay? There you go. Okay, now what's next? You ask? Well, to the side, arm comes across your waist, and then back like this. You're deflecting with the back part of the arm again. That's your opening the gate. You're opening that gate. Then you can come in with a punch if you need to. All right? Nice and slow. Let's slow it down a little bit. I got excited. You should be feeling some burning in your shoulders, but again, 1, 2, 3. My left side is weaker because I had, they believe, a mini stroke or 2. So that's why I have drop foot, and my left side used to be tremendously weak, and I've really built it up. I've built up my motion, my range of motion. I built up my strength, and you can do the exact same thing too. There we go. Okay. Other arm, back. So we're opening the gate here, right? Cross, back, cross, back, cross, back. There you go. 1, 2, 3. You can do this open-handed too, so you could grab their arm. That's normally in a real life situation. I would do it, but the fist gives you a little more strength in the arm. You could also come in with an elbow strike, which you'll learn at green belt. Let's do 5 more. Two more. There you go. Well, we just opened that gate. Oh, the dogs are going to get out. So what do we got to do next? We have to close the gate. So to close the gate, you again, your arm is across your body. You do it in a circular motion. Now this time you're hitting with this part of the arm, and you're moving your body a little bit. There you go. Right, so just do left, slow. There's 2. There's 3. There you go. You got it. I see you. Little turn. Don't forget the little turn. Again, you have pain. Decrease the range of motion. Do what you got to do. This is about adapting it to your body. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Let's do the other hand. There you go. Don't forget the little twist. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you're rocking it. We're getting there. We're getting there. So with this block, right, this is clearing the path. We bring our arm up to our shoulder. It don't matter whether you start with your right or your left, right? Up to the shoulder. We're going to use this part of the arm again, and we're going to bring it down. So somebody's going to hit you with a front snap, and and you can bend down a little bit because you're in a chair, right? You don't have a proper stance to get into. So you come down and you block it out of the way. You're clearing the path, right? That's all you're doing. Up, boom, chamber. Up, boom, chamber. Up, boom, chamber. Okay. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Yeah, what comes next? 5. You're doing it. Or 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't do that one open-handed. You can, it makes it easy to grab the foot, but since you're hitting something like a leg, maybe, they'll break your fingers a lot of times, so you got to be careful, right? So, gets chambered up to bring it up to the shoulder and down, right? So it's coming right here, and you're deflecting it to the side, right? That's all you're doing. You're just deflecting it to the side. And then you could come in with an attack on your own, and he's going to be slightly off balance if this works. This one's not going to be as good for us as our other blocks and punches, right? Because like I said, we're limited. But don't forget to use the tools, right? So you might be thinking, well, I can't get in a proper stance. I can't, I'm going to not be able to do as well. Well, the one thing you got to remember is in your chair, you have a lower center of gravity. So that's a benefit. So you might have given up some things, but you're gaining that benefit. Also remember, my chair is a weapon. If you're in front of me and you're coming at me and you're kicking, I don't back away. I run into you, because if I'm right next to you, it's harder for you to do anything. You're going to be able to maybe hit me at the top of the head or whatever. And plus this chair, my normal chair I take out on the street, that's 16 extra pounds. And if you ram into somebody's leg, it doesn't feel good. So it's, don't forget, use what you have with you. Okay, let's do 3 more. Three, there we go. Get yourself centered, and let's do our breath of renewal. And now we're going to do Sasan, our little dance, our Kata. Here we go. Here's a little dance. Okay, you ready? It's clearing the path, punch. Clearing the path, punch. Opening the gate, punch. Opening the gate, punch. Double block. Punch, punch, punch. Closing the gate, punch. Closing the gate, punch. Punch, punch, punch. So the first time you do start with the left, second time you start with the right. Okay, let's do it again. Clearing the path, punch. Clearing the path, punch. Right? It's opening the gate, punch. Opening the gate, punch. Double block. Closing the gate, punch. Closing the gate, punch. Punch, punch, punch. Okay? It's clearing the path, punch. Clearing the path, punch. Opening the gate, punch. Opening the gate, punch. Double block, punch, punch, punch. Closing the gate, punch. Closing the gate, punch. Punch, punch, punch. There you go. There we go. Let's do it another time. Let's do it nice and slow. Okay? So, clear the path, punch. Clear the path, punch. Right? Then we open the gate, punch. We open the gate, punch. Double upper block, right? Then punch, punch, punch. We close that gate, punch. We close that gate, punch. Right hand, punch, punch, punch. There you go. You got it. One more time. There you go. There you go. See, it's easy. If I'm not speaking, I don't forget it. But when I'm explaining as I go along, I get lost. That's what these old minds do. Breath of renewal. Breath of renewal. Get yourself in a comfortable position. Remember, come up with a 1 or 2 syllable word that means something to you. I use Jesus. You could use mother. You could use love. You could use whatever you want. Kindness. Whatever you want. Strength. Whatever word you want more of in your life, right? And we're going to just think of that word over and over and over in our head. And when we feel rooted in the word, your time will be different than my time. Let the word go. Just go blank. Right? And then if you notice your mind starting to drift, which it will, it'll do it a lot at the beginning when you're starting this, and your head might feel a little bit weird. That's okay. It's not going to hurt you. And when you realize you're thinking of something, go back to your word. And that's all. We're going to do it for a few moments. Don't forget to breathe. Okay. Thank you for a great class. Again, don't forget to put a comment if you've made it to the end here. Let me know how many days a week you're doing this practice, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.